And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 1040. I'm Isaiah Jackson, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. And today, our top stories are top 5 crypto winners and losers of 2022. SBF gets prison advice, shave head, deepen voice, and listen to rap. Fidelity plans NFT marketplace and financial services in the Metaverse. And last but not least, Project Hamilton has concluded weeks after legislators' inquiry, according to Boston Fed. But first, let's take a look at our prices for today. Again, not much movement this week following Christmas. Bitcoin is at $16,778, down 0.4%. Ethereum at $1,211, down 0.5%. Binance Coin at $243, down 0.06%. XRP sitting at 36 cents is up 3.1% today. Dogecoin sitting at 7 cents is down 2.2%. Cardano sitting at 26 cents is down 0.6%. And last but not least, Polygon at 80 cents is up 0.8% today. And some of the trending coins include Bitcoin, Polygon, and Shiba Inu, much of the same. And some of the recently added coins for our DGens who want to dumpster dive. CZ Red, whatever that is, New Year 8, you already know the New Year coins are coming out, and Lux King Tech, whatever that is, sitting at 15 cents right now. So for the DGens who want to dumpster dive and take their chance in the shitcoin casino, there you go. And let's take a look at some of our warriors in the chat. Virgo, Satoshi Slim, JJ Wentworth, the Painter, Bitcoin Madam, Goodness Uchi, 64 ECG, Too Many Stories to Tell, Mirth Red Rum, Kadeem K, BK Born, Parabolic P. Shout out to everybody. I gotta be honest, some of you all would have some amazing rap names if you decided to go into rap right now. But appreciate everybody in the chat, all of our warriors. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share it. Let everybody know we're on live. It's the best show in the entire Bitcoin and crypto industry on right now. So make sure you share and like this video to all your friends and family and all your social media as well. But let's jump into our first story of the day. Top 5 crypto winners and losers of 2022. And these stories are always great because it's some facts, some opinion. They could use the increase in value, the increase in market cap percentage-wise. They could use the collapse as something that makes it bad. But let's take a look at what Cointelegraph calls the top 5 crypto winners and losers of 2022. They take a look back on the best and worst performing cryptocurrencies of 2022 among the top 100 assets by market capitalization. So no, terrible shit coins like on, Binance Smart Chain, where you got coins that just pop up and they jump into the top 100 for 2 days and then they're back down. No rug pulls, no pump and dumps. That's that bad. But overall, cryptoindex.com, which is an index that tracks the 100 best performing cryptocurrencies. It fell nearly 68% year to date, suggesting most top coins underperform in 2022. You are not lying. This was one of the worst years in crypto history, but this was supposed to happen. It has to happen. We got to watch out all of the scammers, rug pulls, all the people getting hacked. All of this stuff is good for the market to clear out some of the trash and move forward into the future. This is actually probably, I would say, if we look back 10 years from now, this will be looked at as the most pivotal time in Bitcoin history because we've already kind of beat out, Bitcoin has already pretty much beat out all the other cryptocurrencies. We have new innovations that are coming in a bear market. We have the highest hash rate of all time while the price is low and going down. So that's very bullish. And the fight right now is with governments and with, as we speak about Project Hamilton later, the fight now, we might fight amongst each other and argue about Hex or XRP or whatever people may like or not like. But to me, it's all fun and games because the real fight is coming now. So this is really one of the most important times in crypto history, this 3 to 5 year period between 2021 and then going into 2026. So the top 5 cryptos that they have, GMX, the year-to-date return was 111%, not bad for anybody who wanted to earn some fiat. The sector is a decentralized exchange, the DEX, very low market cap though, 379 million is like, it's like 10 dudes getting together and pumping the market. So I don't know how much this was real price game, but GMX acts as a utility and governance token with the GMX DEX ecosystem and is the best performing digital asset among the top 100 coins, excluding stable coins, of course. And the uptrend picked its cues up from the collapse of FTX. I think you'll see this a lot more DEXs getting some pumps and getting more usage, because centralized exchanges, I mean, pretty much all trust has been lost in centralized exchanges. Nobody trusts them, and as you shouldn't. That's why I like Corey Klipp's name from Swan. Somebody even commented him on Twitter, was like, yeah, I don't trust your exchange, move all your coins off immediately. He was like, yeah, do it. And please move it off the exchange into self-custody. You shouldn't trust any centralized exchange. It's there. It's a tool, a means to an end. And I think DEXs are getting a uptick in users who want to use an exchange that doesn't require KYC. Doesn't require you to necessarily have to go in and take a picture with an ID. Some people don't like that intrusion into their privacy. I understand completely. But next is Trust Wallet token, up 92% this year. That is a payment platform. It is the token used within the Trust Wallet. So if you look at Binance Coin, if you look at FTX, if you look at Crypto Coin, some of the other ones, some of these coins, Celsius had its own token. Some of these coins wasn't looking too hot. When things got bad, the token was used as collateral. Basically, I've shown you all the flywheel of how you create a token, create liquidity, quote unquote, give it to people, and then in turn they give you their crypto. You turn that into real cash for your business. So I wouldn't trust it too much. However, for those of you who use Trust Wallet, again, the crypto market is for rent seekers. This is not for long-term buyers. I can tell you that right now. So get in, get out. If you need to use it, you can. But they were second this year. Eunice said, Leo, year-to-date return is minus 3.5%. That's how shitty the market was. Number three came at a negative, which is a centralized exchange. Is native to the IFNX ecosystem. The token suffered losses in 2022, but they were little compared to top coins, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, which lost 65% over the same period. So looking like it has a little bit of strength there. However, of course, a lot of these coins are fairly new. And it's going to take at least 10 years for me to really be convinced about a lot of these projects. We're getting there. We're getting close with some of the older ones, but it's not too many that are lasted 10 years, and it really can get my trust. But that's the Leo token. Number 4, OKB, year-to-date return minus 19%. Damn. If number 4 is minus 19, this was a shitty year for most people. It's the native token of the OKX exchange, which I've seen a lot of promotions. I've seen people using it. They had an initial exchange offering and voting rights for tokens to be listed. Again, another centralized exchange with tokens. This is the same business model, not trying to, kill anybody's business, but this is usually what happens. Like I said before, you have the tokens, it's used as liquidity to get real liquidity to uphold their exchange. So their market cap is 1.38 billion, which is a little bit more. They have pretty good marketing. I've seen their marketing on Twitter and other social media a lot. So I'm sure they'll pull some people in. And number 5, the Open Network Ton. I believe a few people may have commented on this, but this is the native token to Telegram. The Nikolai Durov and Pavel Durov, we discussed this when they did it. I believe they had like 12 investors and they raised a couple $1 billion. And right now the market cap is at 3.52 billion. Year-to-date return minus 33.5%. So as you can see, it's been a rough year. Even for the top coins, the last 3 were losses. I mean, unrealized losses amongst crypto people this year is horrendous. So if you want to think about long term, nothing's really happened. In Bitcoin, hash power is still going up. People are still building on Lightning Network and building more privacy and all. Everything is good. Like, this is a great time. But if you're looking at the crypto market, oh boy, man, shitty year, because we had some terrible ones, such as number 1, Terrible Luna. Oh man, year-to-date performance negative 99.99%, aka you lost everything if you were in Terrible Luna. That sector is smart contracts. This sector should be called scam contracts, because Do Kwon, more like Don't Kwon, he became a debacle for the cryptocurrency sector after his market valuation crashed by 99.99% in May. The unraveling started with the implosion of algorithmic stablecoin. If you see algorithmic stablecoin, run. Just don't even try and figure it out. We've already done the breakdown of why algorithmic stable coins will not work, how you can depeg them because they don't have real liquidity. You don't have the backing of a military. Do Kwon, like we've already discussed this. This will probably be in our top 10 moments of the year. His shoes were hanging from the power line. because they saw him walking down these crypto streets, basically with money hanging out his pockets. Like, yeah, man, I'm just gonna walk down in the middle of the hood, down the alley, and yeah, I'm gonna be safe. And the real G's came in and was like, hold up, you by yourself? Oh man, we about to take his shoes, take his wallet, rip his pockets off. Oh man, rip his shirt, leave him out here in the cold. He went home in his drawers with one sock, and that's pretty much what happened to Terra. One of the biggest busts in crypto industry's history, and it happened so fast. Look at this straight line, literally. We're talking about within the same day, within the same 2 days, I think. Eventually, Terra underwent a chain split in the old chain existing as Terra Classic and the new chain as Terra 2.0. Terra Classic is about as successful as Ethereum Classic, meaning it's not. This shit is terrible, and basically, at this point, don't even mess with it. I know some people saying, well, I might get 100% jump, like it says here after its launch. We might get a quick pump. Don't even waste your time. I mean, I know some of you all are degenerate gamblers, but good gracious, sometimes you got to walk away from the slots, man. Go get you a drink and relax, because it's not happening. Number 2 is FTX token. Year-to-date performance minus 98%. Oh, man, the king of shitcoins. FTX token from a centralized exchange. We all know what's happened with FTX, what's happened with SBF, what's happened with Caroline Ellison. Oh, man, it's such a shame that SBF, he basically is facing 110 years for a 2. Oh man, Caroline Ellison's ugly ass is the reason why he was sending her $10 billion, and he was using FTX as collateral. Jesus Christ, man, it's getting terrible out here, man. This collapse, they were facing a liquidity crisis. We all know the story. We know Gary Gensler and Glenn Ellison and Maxine Waters. We know all the players. We've seen all the things that were going on. But it continues to trade across several exchanges, but a company's poor liquidity and volume is technically dead, given the defunct status of FTX. You know, the funny thing is, and we'll get into it next story, is FTX token might be dead, but that exchange or that company that was doing the audit, they got their money before the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and we'll talk more about that. So FTX might be dead, but there's a few people that still got their money, because again, I told you, you don't want a bunch of angry Bahamians standing outside that condo in their flip-flops with AKs waiting for you. So he definitely took care of the people he was supposed to take care of. Next is Solana, which is so sad because Solana, you know, from a technical standpoint, people loved it. Again, it was one of those coins where when SBF, I think it was $3 or less, and he was like, give me all the Solana you have, I'll buy it. That really pushed the market for a lot of people, but it's down 93.3% on the year. Ew. This sector of smart contracts, are we starting to see a pattern here? Smart contracts and a lot of centralized exchange tokens, not looking too good. They had 6 network outages in the year, a $200 million hack on a Solana-based wallet, and then, of course, their association with FTX. So if I had to choose a coin or a project that had the worst year, it would be Solana. They had a huge dip in price, the association with FTX, $200 million hack, and they cut off their blockchain. Literally had to flip the switch on and off because it wasn't working. That's, I mean, what is that? That's a database. I mean, literally, most blockchains have no use case at this point. You're going to have to find some for me because I still haven't seen it outside of hard money. But Solana tried. Looks like they were the worst performer of 2022. Number 4, and this one kind of sucked because there were a lot of people in the Philippines that were using this as actual income during last summer during the huge pump. Axie Infinity, down 93%, gaming metaverse. Axie Infinity Shard serves primarily as a governance token. It was play to earn. It also acts as legal tender in the Axie Infinity marketplace where NFTs can be purchased. It has consistently trended lower in 2022 due to underwhelming players turnout. $650 million hack concerning their blockchain Ronin in March. That was right before the Bitcoin conference, because I remember when we were live at the Bitcoin conference, that Ronin hack had just happened. It was like a week later. So we actually talked about that on that show. And fears surrounding the unlocking of 8% of supply in October. So not very good as well. And another gaming metaverse, Sandbox. Oh man, Sandbox is actually pretty cool when you go into it, if you use it, but minus 92.5% on the year. Market cap 690 million. You can create the same things like Axie Infinity, NFTs. You can build on top of it. They had their own metaverse. But of course, lack of demand, riskier assets. People are going to go to assets that are safe during times of uncertainty, which is right now. I don't think people understand that the recession is already here. the depression is probably on its way sometime next year. Is going to be a big event that does that. So people are going to flee all of the fun projects and experiments, not going to put your hard-earned money into it. So it just is what it is. This is how the market works. So let's take a look at some of our comments for the day. Let's see. Let's scroll back up here. Yeah, people are saying, people are basically saying minus 99%. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's, good gracious, man. That sucks to see. Let's see. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure me and King, we've been asked to make coins for a long time. I'm pretty sure we could make some shitty token and it wouldn't go down 99%. I mean, damn, at least do a little bit of marketing. Let's see. Reno Gamble, another day is definitely a blessing. Familiar with David Goggins? Oh yeah, I'm familiar with his crazy ass. My man ran until his feet broke. Basically, broke all the bones in his feet. Was shitting pudding at one point. That's what they were telling the story. You know, I'm exaggerating, but David Goggins, a tough dude, Marine. He pushes people to their limits. Great guy to follow if you want to get some inspiration. My man Humney say tapped in from Harlem. Shout out Harlem. Man, I'm usually there during Christmas at least once during December to go see my cousins, but they're out of town, so I didn't go this year. Shout out to Harlem, man. Love shopping over there. Love New York in general. In certain spots, other spots was terrible during COVID, but we back now. Let's see. PFC Wells, hola. Let's see, Cornelius, she looks like a Sesame Street puppet. You are correct. She looks like, I mean, her and Sam look like Bert and Ernie, honestly. I mean, that is the Bert and Ernie. That's their new nickname. We're gonna come up with a whole list of nicknames for everybody this year because we already got Gary Gensler as Mr. Burns. We got what's the name? Tweety Bird from the Federal Reserve. We got Jigglypuff from the Bank of International Settlements, and now we got Bert and Ernie, aka Sam and Caroline Ellison. All of these characters we have right now. We should make it to some merch. And let's see what else we got. Jake Fiver, Goggins, a damn fool, but he did break records. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of his stuff. He's pretty crazy as far as his mindset, but that's all mindset is tricking your brain into doing things that you really don't want to do. Let's see. What else we got? They call it Doug and Patty. Oh man, yeah, we got a bunch. Throw all the nicknames you got in there, because I think we're gonna do either a reaction show or an entire episode just of the names of all these characters in there, because they are pretty much these are all clowns to me. I don't care how much money they have, how much influence people think they have, and how many followers they got. They don't hold a candle to me and King, and we've proven that over and over. It's our third bear market. We're still here. We've seen a bunch of influencers come and go, get depressed. I don't know, have to call their mama to come pick them up. And we've seen a bunch of exchanges go as well. It's actually pretty funny at this point. So SBF gets prison advice: shave head, deepen voice, and listen to rap. And you would never guess who this advice came from. Martin Shkreli. He outlined that Sam isn't exactly going to be somebody that fits in the prison, and he needs to rebrand himself to fit in and make friends. And FTX founder SBF has been given some free advice for surviving federal prison by former white-collar criminal Martin Shkreli, known as Farmer Bro. He spent 4 years behind bars for securities frauds between 2018 and 2022. He said he should consider shaving his head, deepening his voice, and skill himself up on gang culture and rap music. Oh man, you see what these new rap cultures do? I mean, literally, you have Martin Shkreli, who I found out about him because he was the guy who bought the one Wu-Tang album, which technically was an NFT. I guess you can call it a digital NFT. It was the only album. It was for $1 million, and Martin Shkreli bought it. That's how I heard about him. But of course, he got caught later as the farmer bro who raised the prices on pharmaceutical goods like a dick, like 700%. But the former prison inmate, he spoke on Unchained with my girl Laura Shin, love her. He suggested that SBF needed to rebrand himself for jail, as being a rich white kid from a good neighborhood doesn't sound great. So I doubt SBF is going to be in there regulating shit with his man tits, talking about I need vegan food. I mean, come on, man. He's gonna have to do something. But we'll see what happens if he goes to prison. He says Shkreli said, adding that his type of sensibility doesn't go over well there, as it is a very testosterone-filled, masculine place. He said he needs to, of course, shave his head, deepen his voice. I mean, it would be funny if he went in like this and then he came out as like a, I don't know, like a one of the white power Nazi dudes, like on American History X. Go like the opposite of my boy. And he said he should no longer say he's from Stanford University. He doesn't know anything about the streets and criminal culture. My advice is to pick those things up as quickly as he can. He should be listening to as much rap as possible. He should be trying everything there is to know about gangs. I don't know if he was saying this in jest or if he was just being facetious, but that is one of the things that people say, you know, you have to toughen up because people are going to try you. And he said, this sounds funny, but this could save your life. And, you know, it sounds sort of like, I forget that movie where the guy, he was about to go to prison and he had like, he had not Forrest Whitaker, but what's the dude? He was the principal on Boston. God, I wish I could remember his name, but whatever. He was basically teaching them like how to be tough in prison. This sounds like one of those movies, one of those things where he's trying to show them what to do. Meanwhile, another former convicted felon, Sam Antar, the former CFO of the famously corrupt 1980s company Crazy Eddie, gave SBF an alternative piece of advice: jump bail and run. They can only hang you once. Better to lose $250 million to gain your freedom than spend 2 decades or more in prison. I'll give you the same advice my criminal lawyer gave me. They can only hang you once. And if he's facing 110 years, the only reason I would see why not to run is because he actually has a trick or a plan up his sleeve. They're going to have some missing evidence, or they're going to have a retrial or a mistrial, and he's going to get away with some small amount of some time or whatnot. Who knows? But if I'm facing 110 years and I get let out on bail, I'm taking the first thing smoking to wherever I have to go to not be caught, because they can only catch you once. I mean, why would you just willingly go in for 110 years? But of course, it's on him. He's very protected, so we'll see. And he actually, Skrelly, during an appearance on the Up Only TV podcast last month, he told Do Kwon, I just want you to know that jail's not that bad. It's not the worst thing ever, so don't fret. I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, it's not that bad. And Do Kwon actually ran. He's people are saying he's in Serbia right now. So he's basically like, well, if they're gonna come get me, they're gonna have to come get me, and they're gonna have to extradite. So shout out to Skrelly for basically being one of the he's keeping his persona, farmer bro. He doesn't give a shit, trying to help out SBF and see where it gets. Somebody, yeah, that's it. Kevin Hart, Will Ferrell, Get Hard. That is one of the movies, but it's another one. It's another dude. He's like a rich guy, and he's getting taught. Man, he was making toilet wine. Oh man, I wish I could remember it, but it was a funny movie back in the day. It was before. It's basically Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart copied that movie, like everything else in Hollywood. Nothing is original. So it was before that. Humney developer, he about to get sent to where the government officials really reside. They probably got his recordings ready too. Yeah, rolling wishes. They're not about to let him get manhandled in there. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure they could pay a few people to watch his back, and you know, of course, again, he's very protected. If you say I only got 100K, but somehow you come up with 250 million, that means they got money for protection. Nothing's gonna happen to him. They're not gonna touch a hair on his head at all. So let's see. Jake Fever, Do Kwon's stupid. He need to stop talking on the internet. Yeah, I mean, it's I forgot who said it, but it's like some like prisoner's dilemma, or like some sort of psychological thing where some people want to get caught, like subconsciously they want to get caught, so they do things to put themselves out there because they technically is more stress, or it's less stressful for them to just get caught and be over with it rather than hide away forever. So it's some mental thing, I forget what it's called, but when people are still coming out in public when they should obviously be hiding, that's me what that is. So Fidelity plans NFT marketplace and financial services in the metaverse. Good luck. I mean, goddamn, we just watched Sandbox and Axie Infinity bite the dust, minus 98%. But of course, they were protocols. Fidelity is just opening up the marketplace. Again, during the gold rush, the people who got the gold did not make the most money. It was the people who sold the shovels, and Fidelity is getting their NFT picks and shovels together in a newly filed trademark application that outlines a long list of possible avenues for the firm in the metaverse. So they're getting in on the action. They've already allowed Bitcoin custody for 401ks on Fidelity, one of the most trusted platforms in the world. And investment giant Fidelity Investments has filed this trademark application in the US for a host of Web3 products and services, including an NFT marketplace and financial investment and crypto trading services in the metaverse. So this was actually submitted to the United States Patent Office December 21st, and was highlighted by a trademark from the attorney in a December 27 tweet. So small hand clap there. Again, I've met with the Fidelity Digital Assets team plenty of times. Good people over there. Pretty much all Bitcoiners, old school guys who just happen to work for Fidelity, been around for a long time, and they're there to make money. So even if they are Bitcoiners, they understand that this market isn't going away completely. And if they have a marketplace that's quote unquote trusted, they will get a good market share of most of the quote unquote gold rush. I don't think NFTs are dead forever. I don't think Metaverses are dead forever. This is really the first iteration. So a lot of projects are going to fail. We're going to look back and laugh at them the same way people in my class, 2013, look back at Peercoin and Namecoin and whatever garbage was on Poloniex back in 2014. We all look back at that and die laughing. That's pretty much what they're going to do with this marketplace, but they're going to have the marketplace. So that's what matters. So shout out to Fidelity trying to get that money, get those fees. At the very least, you can get the fees, get the gas fees, purchases that people make, get that percentage no matter what. And with people's trust being at an all-time low in crypto, they're going to use centralized exchanges, legacy exchanges, legacy financial investors that already have things in place. So shout out to Fidelity for getting that done. And last but not least, our last story for the day, Project Motherfucking Hamilton. Oh my goodness, this may be the most egregious project in the entire crypto history. It's not even crypto, but this is the project. Project Hamilton has concluded weeks after legislators' inquiry, according to Boston Fed. This was a 2-year project. It produced a white paper in February. Research results will continue to appear with the Fed's partner at MIT, scheduled to make a research report in January. Who went to MIT? SBF, Caroline Ellison, Gary Gensler was a professor. Glenn Ellison was a professor there. MIT is the feds. And I regret actually I had on Community Crypto, the old show I had on CoinDesk, I tuned in, one of our shows was an MIT meetup for Bitcoiners. And some of those people in there, I can guarantee you, were probably working on this Project Hamilton. So I regret that I didn't know about this this was almost 2 years ago. So they may have just started, but I regret not asking if I would have known. How many of you are working on Project Hamilton right now? Because if you're building CBDCs, fuck you and the horse you came in on. You're doing nothing but building a digital version of financial slavery that we already have. And this is not helping anybody. However, a lot of them are scared little nerds who haven't actually done anything gangster in their entire life, including saying no to a project that's obviously bad for them. So they're just doing this. I'm sure they're getting paid. This is the research, quote unquote, project of the U.S. Federal Reserve Bank of Boston and MIT. They announced their conclusion in the run up to Christmas. Of course, timing is everything. They concluded it right before Christmas while all the legislators go on break. They're coming back after Martin Luther King Day. So they have time to put this in place, because I promise you, when they come back, you heard it here first. They are smacking all of these cryptos around with SEC unregulated, how we test their securities. They just said that FTX was a security. That was the appetizer. They're letting you know, once we make all these cryptos securities and they have to pay for these exorbitant fees, or they're going to be caught up in litigation for years. The CBDC is coming, and it ain't going to be pretty. Project Hamilton took critical early steps toward a deeper understanding of how money might work better for all. And the technologically agnostic project released a white paper and open source research software called Open CBDC in 2 versions, only one of which used distributed ledger technology. Of course, they said the continuing research would look at privacy, auditability, programmability, interoperability, and more, which is a bunch of word soup for, we're going to test it out, but we ain't going forward with it, because as soon as we need to adhere to regulations, all that shit's going to go out the window. And a quick quote here from the Boston Fed stated, researchers at the Boston Fed at MIT said they plan to release additional retrospectives on Project Hamilton's findings in the coming months. So for those of you who do not know, if you are new to this channel and you don't understand what CBDCs are the actual money that you hear about when people talk about conspiracy theories, when they're like, they're going to make a currency where they can control what you eat, they can control when you spend it, what you spend it on, can you buy meat, do you have carbon credits, can you drive with it, can you get gas, all of that is CBDCs. A lot of people were like, is that what Bitcoin is? Is there a bigger play here? No, that's not what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is the actual opposite. That is the thing that can save you from this tyranny of using money that is going to control you and your kids and grandkids forever, unless we do something about it. This is what's coming down the pipe. And unfortunately, for some people, they're just going to accept it. They're just going to say, oh, well, this is nice. They're probably going to airdrop people free money, or they're going to show you how easy it is to use. And they're going to say, hey, it's really easy to move over to this index fund. You can earn 10% a year, 15% a year. While your money is sitting there, and you don't even have to do anything. And people are going to go for it like a bunch of idiots, because most people are fucking stupid. That's just what it is. If you haven't noticed that by now, after the pandemic, that should have been very clear to you that some people are just go along, get along, Ned Flanders, who are going to do whatever's told to them, and you're not really going to convince them. So all you can do is save yourself, save your family, save your tribe. Shout out to everybody who joined today. Let's look at the last few comments before we get off here. Satoshi Slim, treading lightly in the traditional. Fidelity is one of the safest. So it currently seems, again, like I said, I've talked with a lot of their staff, plenty. Fidelity probably seems like the safest to me as well, if you have to use the traditional route. S1 Dubs, is disrespectful to watch every day or refuse to like the videos. Don't be a grifter. Exactly. Hit that like button. We got 157 people watching, 71 likes. That is pitiful, man. I should bust out singing right now with my terrible voice, but it's about to be over anyway. Let's see. Scarlett, MIT is recruitment grounds for the big players. Exactly. The people who work at the highest levels, they can see you coming. That's why they have World Economic Forum, young builders or young leaders program, and then at schools like MIT, Stanford, Harvard, Princeton, they can see you coming. They snatch up these 18, 19-year-olds and they make it seem as though, look, you can make $250,000, $500,000 at 21, 22 years old. Just work on this project. And then they use your free labor, basically, and they get you in there for something that's worth billions. And they snatch you up early. They brainwash you in these colleges that are 98% liberal and very, 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 very convincing to a young kid. Because when I was 18, I was stupid. I didn't know what was going on. So they convince you that all is well. Just work on this project. This is what you came to college for. And they snatch them up early. They get them into the VC game. They teach them the rules, how to go back and forth between being investors and programmers, back and forth to government. And that's how the game works. That is nepotism for your ass. If you don't know what nepotism is, that is the way that they do it. So let's see. Scarlett, MIT. Oh, I just read that. JJ Wentworth, Fed chairman in each region, including Boston, got fired for insider trading. Oh, yeah. That's something that we got to bring up later. But yeah, that's what they do. This is the game, people. You're watching it live right in front of you, and they're daring people to do something about it. Hopefully, you have a plan to do that. And of course, we help as well. Let's see. A lot of shady characters at MIT. Exactly. Let's see. Funky Fresh, enforcing laws from the 30s, like Howey test, is bringing segregation back. Yeah, we did a whole show about the Howey test where we said, let's go back to the 30s and do what they were doing in the 30s back then. Let's go take all our gold to the bank. Let's bring back flappers. Let's all wear big ass zoot suits walking around in Harlem. Let's bring back segregation. Let's bring back some of the Black Wall Streets. Let's have World War II. I mean, if you enacted all the stuff from the 1930s, this would be a shitty place to live. I mean, it would be terrible. There'll be no women's rights. There'll be no gay rights. There'll be no workers' rights. There will be no nothing rights. The good old 30s back then barely had indoor plumbing. I mean, if you want to go back there with the Howey test of 1933, that's on you, player. And 1933 is the year that they took the gold. May 1st, 1933, gold bullion. FDR came out and said, bring it to the banks, give it to us, we'll give you this piece of paper, and trust us, we'll give it back to you one day. And that's how they started the cycle we're on now, 20 years after the Federal Reserve was created. So shout out to everybody who's commenting. If you want to join the Discord, click join right below the video. Make sure it's a couple bucks a month. Join in. You get conversation from me, from others. You get updates on different things we have going. If you want to join the class, make sure you go to coaching.thegentlemanofcrypto.com so that you can get the coaching with the masterclass, the most comprehensive masterclass in the industry. And of course, I like No Cap says, I love to hear your uncut podcast. Yeah, that's what it is. It's uncut, really. Once we start migrating to different platforms, minds.com, Rumble, like I said before, we're gathering all of our IP so that we can be fluid and be everywhere. So you'll definitely hear a lot more uncut stuff. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Warriors, everybody in the coaching class as well. Hope you all have an amazing Tuesday, an amazing week. I will speak with you all tomorrow. Hopefully King can get better. He's had surgery on his mouth, so it's a little swollen for the next few days, but hopefully he can get better. And we'll be back at it tomorrow for Hump Day. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.